I decided to do a migration of turkeys from the mainland to the farm. In this example, we will be looking at the autosomal gene of color within the population. The genotype Big B represents black-colored turkeys. The genotype Big B represents brown-colored turkeys. The genotype B represents white-colored turkeys. Here is my table containing the population values for both populations. I will now discuss how to calculate the genotype and allele frequencies before migration for both the mainland and farm populations. To find the genotype frequency for the black mainland turkeys, you simply divide 750 black turkeys by the total number of mainland turkeys, 1,000. After doing this, you determine the frequency for Big B is 0.75. The frequency for brown turkeys and white turkeys on the mainland is found the same way, and these values can be found below the previous calculation. We also determined the frequencies of the genotypes the same way for the farm population, and you can see these calculations to the right. To determine the allele frequency of Big B on the mainland, you take the genotype frequency of Big B on the mainland and add half of the Big B frequency on the mainland to determine your p-value. To determine the allele frequency of little b on the mainland, you take the genotype frequency of little b on the mainland and add half of the Big B frequency on the mainland, which determines your q-value. The calculations are provided here. Also provided here are the calculations for the allele frequencies on the farm, which you can calculate the same way. The farmers select 300 immigrant turkeys from the mainland and move them to the farm, which causes the force of migration on the population. To determine the migration rate, or M, you divide the total number of immigrants by the new total amount of turkeys on the farmland. This value is 0.375. To determine the genotype and allele frequency after migration, we need to calculate Big P and little p. Big P is the frequency of Big B on the mainland and is found by 2 times the black turkeys on the mainland plus the brown turkeys on the mainland, all divided by 2 times the total number of turkeys on the mainland. This calculation gives you a value of 0.85. We also can find the frequency of Big B on the farm by doing the same calculation using the farm values, which gives you 0.34. Now that we have found those values, we can find the new allele and genotype frequencies after migration occurred. To find the allele frequency of Big B, or P', you do 1 minus the migration rate times little p plus the migration rate times Big P. This calculation gives you 0.531. You then find Q' by subtracting P' from 1 and you get 0.469 for the B allele frequency. The post-migration genotypes are found by the equations below.